My friend, if you missed what a quiet week the Bills training camp had, think again. An avalanche of information has just come out that changes everything. James Cook is in the spotlight. Brandon Beane spoke in full detail about our running back's future, and you won't believe what he revealed. But that's just the beginning, because we also have hot updates on Joey Bosa and a new signing no one has seen coming. If you love the Bills, like, subscribe to the channel, and stay with me until the end, because sources just confirmed. While fans' eyes were fixed on the first steps of training camp, a moment off the field drew even more attention. Brandon Beane, the architect of the Bills roster, decided to break his silence and speak openly about one of the most delicate and important situations of the offseason, James Cook's future. And what he revealed was much more than formal statements. It was a true emotional and strategic X-ray of the relationship between time, player, and financial future. James Cook, entering his third year in the NFL, was introduced and trained normally with the squad, even with the backdrop of a possible contract extension at stake. For many players, this phase is often marked by strategic absences or limited training. But with Cook, the approach was different. The running back participated in every drill, showing explosiveness, agility, and total focus. For Beane, this gesture spoke volumes about the player's character. James is competitive, he's a star, he's a great teammate. He loves this game, he loves being here with the guys, the GM stated. But of course, the reality behind the scenes in the NFL is harsh. Beane was direct in addressing the most difficult part of this solution: money. It's complicated. I want to pay everyone. And when it comes to guys like James, who perform, who are respected, who make a difference, you want even more, but you don't always get it. The salary cap forces us to think not just about the now, but about the future. And that's where a crucial detail comes in. According to Beane, the decisions made today directly impact the coming years. We're looking at 2025, 2026, 2027. There's no point in putting in something that undermines the structure down the road. Sometimes, to keep someone, you'd have to give up another key player. It's a constant balancing act. Beane also revealed that he and Cook spoke in person during mandatory minicamp. At that time, Cook was still undecided about his participation in training, but his statement was clear: "I like my money." A pragmatic reminder that despite their love for the sport, the NFL is also a business. But even with this implicit tension, Beane assured that the dialogue between the two has always been honest, direct, and positive. "We've always had a good relationship, and as I always say, I want to draft, develop, and re-sign our own players." The general manager's hope is that by the 2025 training camp, James Cook will still be on the roster, wearing the blue, red, and white uniform. Desire is in the air, but Beane knows it's not just about emotion, it's about predictions. Sometimes things work out. Other times, unfortunately, we can't make it work. But I want to be optimistic in this case. And it's no coincidence. Cook's numbers speak for themselves. Since entering the league as a second-round pick in 2022, he's accumulated 2,738 rushing yards, 20 rushing touchdowns, 883 passing yards, and 7 receiving touchdowns. He's proven to be a key part of the Bills' offensive scheme, contributing both in the rushing and passing game. And more than just numbers, he brings a mature presence and a calmness that, according to Beane, is unshakable. The fans know keeping Cook means ensuring consistency and a constant threat in the backfield. But they also understand that the front office has to consider the entire structure of the roster. Decisions like these shape the present and future of a franchise that dreams big and knows every piece needs to fit perfectly for the Super Bowl to become a reality. And speaking of pieces that need to fit, another star has arrived in Buffalo with a lot of weight, but also a delicate history. And now the Bills outline a detailed plan to protect this investment and ensure he's ready when it really matters. And while James Cook shows commitment on the field, another big name is also preparing carefully and demands special attention: Joey Bosa. After months of speculation and doubt, Sean McDermott has publicly clarified Joey Bosa's status, and a surprising truth for many. The Bills' new edge rusher has been cleared for practice since the first day of training camp. That's right, after a calf injury that kept him out of OTAs and minicamp, Bosa is back and ready to show why he was hired to replace none other than Von Miller. But the Bills aren't going all in. McDermott confirmed that he has a detailed snap management plan for Bosa throughout the summer. The goal? To maintain his health so he's 100% fit for the playoffs. "We don't think we're happier with the work he's done to get back. We'll manage everything carefully," the coach assured. With a history of injuries and only 54% of snaps since 2021, Bosa arrives in Buffalo with a one-year, $12.6 million contract. Even so, he won't be required to be a full starter. Time is counting on Greg Rousseau and A.J. Epinesa, and there are also options like rookie Landon Jackson and veteran Michael Hocht upon his return from suspension. Pass rushing rotations could be key to keeping Bosa fresh and devastating in the postseason. The Bills know the Super Bowl is decided in January, and everything indicates they're building their roster with that in mind. And speaking of the roster, a new name has appeared on the roster, and his arrival may hide more than meets the eye. Amid the whirlwind of news surrounding the start of Bills training camp, with big names being monitored, high expectations for the new season, and fans eyeing the offensive and defensive stars, a low-key move has emerged, and it could have more impact than many imagine. We're talking about the signing of Matt Sohol, former Pittsburgh Steelers tight end, officially announced by the Buffalo franchise through its communications department at X. In addition to him, wide receiver David White was also signed, while Jake Camarda and Kelly Akarayi were released. And while this type of deal doesn't usually steal the headlines, Sokol's arrival has all the makings of a strategic piece in the team's roster, crafted with surgical precision. Matt Sohol may not be a name that will make an immediate impact, but his track record speaks volumes when it comes to persistence and locker room knowledge. Born in Rochester, Michigan, the tight end spent his entire college career at Michigan State. After a slow start with just 2 receptions for 26 yards between 2015 and 2016, he rose to prominence in his final 2 NCAA seasons, totaling 322 yards and 2 touchdowns on 29 receptions. Despite not shining in college to the point of being selected in the 2019 NFL Draft, Sohol signed as an undrafted free agent with the Los Angeles Chargers, beginning a journey full of ups and downs that has now brought him back to the AFC. Since entering the NFL, the tight end has run a veritable marathon with different franchises. After his first stint with the Chargers, he had brief stints with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions. In 2021, he spent the season on the Jaguars practice squad. The following year, he signed a futures contract with the Lions again, but was released before the start of the season. From there, the Patriots gave him a chance, and he played in 6 games between 2022 and 2023, despite not recording any official receptions. In the summer of 2023, the Steelers signed him to training camp, where he played 54 snaps during the preseason. Despite this, he was cut from the final roster, returning to practice twice throughout the year, but without securing a permanent spot on the active roster. In Buffalo, Sohol arrives with a role that may seem small at first glance, but one that offers multiple possibilities. His track record in different offensive systems could be extremely valuable in a tight end group seeking stability and depth. Considering the Bills' current position makeup, with Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid at the forefront, Sohol can serve as a reliable supervisor, someone who understands the pace of the league, understands the demands of the role, and most importantly, is willing to do the dirty work behind the scenes. The kind of work that ensures fluidity in practices and flexibility in game plans. More than just a simple addition, Matt Sokol's name represents an increasingly clear pattern in Brandon Beane's work, not leaving holes in the roster. The coaching staff knows that a winning NFL season isn't built solely on big names, but on the addition of complementary talents, discrete pieces that keep the engine running even amidst the storms. And that's exactly the profile Sohol fits. Furthermore, his emotionality allows him to play in special situations, blocking for the run game, protecting the quarterback, and even as a surprise option in red zone formations. Even though he's never recorded a statistic in the regular season, his presence on the roster during training camp can also boost younger or less consistent players at the position, increasing day-to-day competitiveness and strengthening the group as a whole. And while fans are excited about names like Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, James Cook, and Joey Bosa, the Buffalo Bills front office is quietly bolstering the core of the roster with players who bring consistency and depth. Because as we've seen in previous seasons, it's often the forgotten names that make the difference when the season begins, and injuries, fatigue, and unexpected events begin to take their toll. Matt Sohol may not be the headliner today, but he could very well be the name who, at a key moment in the season, executes the perfect block, positions himself in the right spot, or even gets that decisive first down. In an era where there are real Super Bowl ambitions, no one is irrelevant, and Sokol's arrival only reinforces the meticulous and visionary impact of the Bills' 2025 planning. Are the Bills assembling piece by piece between stars like James Cook, impactful prospects like Joey Bosa, and quiet reinforcements like Matt Sohol, the most complete roster of the Sean McDermott era? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel, but later I will come back to update you with the latest news from Buffalo Bills.